Hi, my name is Matt, and I am from Canada, if anyone really cares. As you can tell from the title of this video, it's a coming up story. And I've always been very private about my sexuality. Like, I think everyone knows, and I've like never been very open with it, and this is like the first time I'm ever talking about it. And I'm really nervous, and I feel really weird talking to a camera. And very weird. So here it goes. So it started about grade 4 is when I started to feel a little bit different. And I just kind of pushed it to the back of my mind because I was still a child. And like, girls weren't a thing for me. Well, to be honest, they were never a thing for me, but I wasn't worried about, girls and relationships or anything like that. So about middle school is when I felt, I've always felt different, but middle school is when I started thinking about it again. Because, gym class and the locker room, and I knew there was something different about me. So moving on from middle school, nothing really drastic happened in middle school about, my sexuality. So high school, about grade 11, I had my first serious relationship with a girl. Whoa. Olivia girl. I still want to be with you. I'm kidding. Yeah, so high school, it probably lasted about 4 months maybe. Very long, serious relationship, I know. And at the end of grade 11 is when, like, after we broke up, it was about towards the end of grade 11, like around April, is when I started to feel, I knew there was something different about me. And honestly, I didn't want to be gay or bi or anything. I wanted to grow up, have a relationship with a woman. I wanted to be married. I wanted to have kids. No matter how hard I tried, it just wouldn't go away. And it just made me upset. And so, like, around May, I finally realized, like, there's nothing that I can do to change who I am. So I started telling people that I was bi. And people were like, oh, we knew, but Matt, we still love you anyway. I only told my inner circle of friends. Grade 12 rolled around, senior year, boop boop. The end of grade 12, I started telling more people, and I knew I was just, gay. There was no other, I wasn't bi or straight, I was, full on gay. And so, yeah, so I started telling more people about my, sexuality, and I started getting more comfortable in telling people. I haven't told any of my family yet, because, I wasn't ready for that, but I was, really open about it at school. And I told my guidance counselor, I said that, I'm confused, and I just had a very long pause, and I started tearing up, and then she's just like, sexually? And I'm like, yes. And I knew I was gay at that point, but I wasn't comfortable saying, like, I'm gay. I just told her I was confused about my sexuality. And her and I just had a very long talk, and she said that, Matt, there's nothing different about you. You're the exact same person I knew last year. And she said that your family is gonna support you no matter what, because you're the exact same person. And that made me feel really good, because she's actually part of my family. Like, not a close cousin, but like, you know, probably like third cousin maybe? I don't know. I just know she's related to us. And that was actually the first family member I ever told. The end of August is when I downloaded a little app called Grindr. And everyone knows what Grindr is. And if you don't, it's just a gay, basically hookup app. So that's when I first started talking to other gay guys in my area, because I lived in a very small town and there wasn't a lot of gay people. So I hung out with a few guys from that app, and you know, I would lie to my parents and say, oh, I'm just gonna go hang out with so and so. No. Yeah, so, you know, I had experiences and that stuff, and January of 2014. So my sister, she got a job at the gay club here in the city, and I decided to tell her, because, you know, she loved the gay people. Yeah. So she was one of, like, the first immediate family member that I told, and like a couple weeks later I told two of my cousins and my aunt. Both of my cousins are gay. I messaged my cousin who's the girl. There was a girl and a guy. I was like, hey, I need to tell you that I don't like girls. And her response actually made me laugh really hard, because she was like, Matt, I like girls a lot. And I don't know why, but it just made me laugh super hard, because her humor is really, really something else. And so I told my other cousin, I was like, hey, I need to tell you something. I think I like guys. And he's like, me too. And so that was easy. I told my aunt, and she said, Matt, I love you just as the same. Nothing's different about you besides that you like guys now. I basically got caught by my mom because I was sneaking around, and I told her I was hanging out with a friend, and I was actually at a guy's house, and she found out, and she was flipping out. She didn't know where I was. I finally told her that there's something that I have to tell you, and she wasn't happy because this was all through text message. And so the guy I was with drove me home, and she was there, and she just said, there's some nachos on the stove for you. I'm like, okay, thank you. And probably about 20 minutes later, it was just me and her, because my sister went upstairs, and she just said, I don't appreciate that you lied to me and that you snuck around, but I still love you, and you know, and I just bursted out crying because I felt bad for going behind my mom's back. And I also lost about 20 pounds because it was just so stressful for me. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, it was a really hard time for me, and I look back on it now, and there's stuff that I wish I could have done different, but past is in the past now. So, moving on from the dark days, I guess, December of 2015 is when I first met my first boyfriend, who was really, really great at first. And then it turned into a nightmare because he would physically and mentally abuse me, and it was a really rough time for me. And I ended up moving cities with him because he wanted to move cities, and I was basically brainwashed by him because he wouldn't let me hang out with certain friends, he wouldn't let me talk to certain friends, he cheated on me, broke my nose, and I was very quiet about it. But one of my friends lived with us in a different city, and she told my mom everything. She called me crying her eyes out. She was absolutely heartbroken that I didn't say anything. And my dad didn't know anything about me or about me being gay. I don't think, anyway. And so my mom told him everything, and my dad was beyond pissed that someone would do that to me. Right then and there is when I knew, like, my family, loves me no matter what. Like, kind of sucked I was under that situation. Overall, it was quite the experience. Moving forward, my life has been pretty good. I'm not really open about my sexuality, so this is something new for me, which I'm kind of very nervous to share with you, and I really hope people don't get bored by my video. So thank you for watching, and I'm sorry if it's long, and I'm sorry if you got bored by it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.